everyone! So here I will explain reported speech. But first of all, let's see what reported and speech mean. So reported, it's basically communicate, repeat, transmit. The idea of repeating the words another person has previously said, as if we were journalists or reporters. And on the other hand, speech basically means words, statements, or phrases. Now let's look at this example of a journalist asking a question to an actor and then reporting what the actor answered. So imagine that your journalist asks the actor, "How did you feel when you heard the news?" And the actor answered, "I was very happy." So the journalist would report the following sentence. The actor said he was very happy. So here's an example of reported speech. Not exactly the words that the actor said, but repeated by another person. Okay, so now let's look at another example. Example of present simple. Imagine that we are in a classroom and a teacher asks his or her students, "What do you usually do on weekends?" To this question that is direct, students could answer, "I play football with my friends." And student 2 could answer, "I visit my grandmother." These two examples are of direct speech, exactly the words that the people said. But if we do the reported speech, we need to change some things. First of all, we would add "the student said" and continue with the subject. In this case, it would be "I," but when we report, we change the subject to "he" or to "she." Then play, as it is a present simple, would change for played, past simple, and finally would finish the sentence with the rest of the words. So again, we have he because it was I, it's a student and it's a boy, played because it was present simple play and we changed to past simple. In student 2, it happens the same. We start with the student said that, then the subject, in this case again, is a student who is a boy, so he, visit in present simple that changes to past simple, and careful because the possessive my changes to his, and finally we just finish the sentence. These two new sentences are reported speech sentences. Okay, so now let's look at present continuous examples. Now imagine that the teacher asks the students, "What are you doing?" And student 1 answers, "I'm listening to your lesson." And student 2 answers, "I am thinking about my weekend." These are two examples of direct speech. Again, exactly the words they said. If we would like to write the reported speech, we need to change things. So first, we will start the sentence by saying, "The student said that," or "the student told the teacher that." Then we'll continue with the subject. In this case, the student 1 is a girl, so we change I for she. Then we change am, which is in present continuous, to was, to past continuous. And finally, we finish the sentence. Careful again, because this "your lesson" refers to the teacher. So in this case, the teacher is a boy, so we would say "to his lesson." So again, we wrote she because it was a girl student. We wrote was listening because it was first in present continuous and we changed it to past continuous. And then we wrote his because the lesson refers to the teacher and the teacher is a boy, so his. So, student 2, we started again as the same. The student said that. In this case, the student is going to be a boy, so we will continue with the subject he. Then again, we have present continuous with "I'm thinking." So we have to change it to past continuous. was thinking. And finally, we finish the sentence. So, as we have seen, we used he because it was a boy student, was thinking because it was in present continuous and we put it in past continuous, and then we have to be careful again with the possessive my. In this case, it refers to the boy, so we wrote his as the possessive. All these two sentences are examples of reported speech. Okay, so now a new example with present perfect. Imagine this time the teacher asks, "Have you ever been to London?" To this question, students could answer, for example, student 1, "I have been to London twice with my family." And student 2 could answer, "I haven't been to London yet." So as before, these are two examples of direct speech, exactly the words that the students said. How we would do this reported speech? Now we'll see an example with the verb told. The student told the teacher, and now we would continue with the subject. This student is a boy, so we continue with he. Have been, which is in present perfect, we change it to past perfect, had been. We continue the sentence, to London twice, with, and we stop because we have the possessive my. In this case, my refers to the boy, so we need to change it to his and finish the sentence with family. The second student, we could use the verb said. The student said that. This student is a girl, so the subject I is going to be changed for she. Haven't been, it's present perfect, so again we change it for past perfect, haven't been, and then we simply finish the sentence. These two examples are examples of reported speech. Okay, two more examples. First, with past simple. Imagine this time the teacher has asked the students, "What did you do this weekend or last weekend?" In this case, students could answer 1, "I went to visit my friend John and his dog." And student 2 could answer, "I stayed at home and watched a film." These two examples again are direct speech, exactly the words that the student said. Let's turn them into reported speech. In this case, past simple changes to past perfect, as the example before. So, we will start again the sentence saying, "The student said that." The subject is I, this student is a boy, so we put he. Then we will substitute the past simple for past perfect, so went becomes had gone, and we continue the sentence until the possessive, to visit. In this case, my friend, this my refers to the boy's friend, so we use his. We continue, friend John, and be careful because this time his refers to John, it's John's dog, so we keep the same possessive, we don't change anything, and his dog. So, as you can see in this sentence, we used he to substitute I, had gone to substitute went, then his because it's a boy, and we are careful not to change the second his because it refers to the friend John. The second example, we could start again with the subject. So we could start the sentence by saying, "The student said that." The subject, she, because we said that the student is a girl. Then the past simple stayed would change to past perfect, so had stayed at home, because we don't have to change that part. And careful with the second verb, because we have to change it as well. So Watched becomes had watched, and we just continue the sentence. I fell. So, if we revise, we used the subject she because it's a girl student, had stayed because it was in past simple and we changed it to past perfect, then watched again in past perfect, had watched, and we just finished the sentence. These two sentences are again examples of reported speech. And last but not least, an example with future will, that you will see that we can substitute as well by can of the verb be able to, put in. So in this case, a teacher could ask his students, what will you do next summer? To which the first student could answer, I will go to my family's house in Begur. And student 2 could answer, I will go to the swimming pool every day. So these are two examples of direct speech, exactly the word the student said. Let's see the reported speech. So in this case, we could start the sentence using the verb said again. So the student said that. In this case, the student is a girl. So we can continue by saying she. Then we change will by would, W-O-U-L-D, and continue with go. Continue the rest of the sentence. Family's house in Begur. And we have to be careful again, because we have a possessive, the possessive my. This my refers to the girl. So then we write her family's house. So we use she to substitute I, would go to substitute will go. Then we continue the sentence with the rest of the information and we use her because it's the girl's family. The second sentence, we could use the verb told. The student told the teacher. Then this student is a boy, so we will continue with he. Then again, will go will be substituted by would go. And we just finish the sentence with the rest of the information. So, again, we used he because it was a boy student, would go because it was a future will go, and then we just added the rest of the information. These are two examples again of reported speech. But careful, because will works the same way as the verb can. Okay, so now a little bit of a review. So remember that when we have the direct speech, exactly the words that the person has said, if we want to report them, we have to make some changes. In this case, we are going to concentrate on the verb. As we have seen, when we use present simple in direct speech, we change it into past simple. If we have a present continuous, it becomes a past continuous. If we find a present perfect, it becomes a past perfect. If we find a past simple, it becomes a past perfect, the same as before. And finally, if we find will or can, it's as simply as writing would or could. To finish with, we have to remember that we don't only change the verb, we also change other elements of the sentence. For example, the possessives or the expressions of time or place. So we have seen examples of subjects that in the beginning they were I, or possessives that at the beginning were my. And we change them for he or for she, and for his or for her. But of course we can find many others. Okay, so here you have a summary of other time expressions and place. If you need to look at them, you can pause the video now. Okay, so this was all I had to tell you about reported speech. I hope that it solved some questions and doubts. And remember, if you have any more, send me an email. I'm here to help you. Good luck with the practice. Bye!